What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and Fina Saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And for today's video, guys, I have several quite interesting news and pretty much all of them related to the interactions inside our community. On top of that, guys, I will show you some comments from C-level executives of Next Bridge Hydro of Torchlight Energy and Metamaterials from John Brda and George Palikaras, and I will show you an example of professional ethics from one of our community members as well. So, and before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. And let's begin today's video with this tweet that was written by Kostas, and Kostas wrote, I think, a very important statement. Anyone who mentions MMTLP is light of market corruption and oversold counterfeit shares that need a dodge congressional hearing and resolution is not my enemy. All pressure is good pressure. I have one thing to say to Karma Collects and Busy Brands and others who like to pile on. Just stop it. Don't get distracted. You know who you know and work within that group. Move effing forward, working to get a resolution. And guys, yes, just recently we have a not so pleasant conversation in between due diligence and Scott Roth, in between due diligence again and Busy Brands, and due diligence and Mike AME, if I remember its name correct. And definitely for some people it might be very important to have this status quo, but I have to admit that these interactions inside our community does not help us at all. And on top of that, guys, let me show you next news. Here you can see the tweet that was written by George Palikaras just yesterday, and I covered it in my previous video. Let me remind you about this, because George made an update. So he wrote just yesterday: "Hey, the DTCC, how long do your chills last? Leaving this here for the market experts. An MMTLP trade for December the 7th of 2022. Still undersold 9 months later. Issue reported in September 2023. Still chilling. Red flags are following. Number 1, there is no chill reason listed. Red flag number 2, transfer agent information is missing. Red flag number 3, their custodian Citibank New York couldn't even help Zucker Cantonal Bank, the 4th largest bank in Switzerland and one of the world's top safest banks." Key questions: was the DTC chill applied arbitrarily, or was there a legitimate regulatory reason? Why didn't this trade settle? Who benefits from this liquidity freeze? If short sellers or market makers disproportionately benefit, does this indicate collusion, market interference, or worse? Why was there no reason provided for this chill? And why is there no timeline to resolve it? This deserves an investigation. And I don't want to cover again. I don't want to read this part of the letter that is titled "What are chills and freezes and why does the TCC impose them?" I want to show you this answer from Gandalf. Gandalf wrote this 7 hours ago. Unless they refused to let the trade go through, because T+2 from December the 7th equals to December the 9th, which means they knew the halt was coming before it even occurred. And George Palikaras responded: "Bullseye by our wizard. Huge kudos to Gandalf for a magical discovery. Hypothesis: if the trade was blocked because the DTCC or others already knew about the upcoming U-3 halt, then we are dealing with more than just a chill. Could this be an inside job?" So what's being curtain number 1? Insider knowledge, selective enforcement, or full-blown collusion? Which one do you think is at play here? Or is it a Wall Street wizardly trick we weren't supposed to see? And if so, how far back from the U3 date does that go? And here you can see some answers from other community members. For example, Kostas wrote this: 200% collusion, which the same percentage they oversold the TRCH, MMAT and MMTLP float. Prove me wrong. Please release the audited share count. And Junk Savvy wrote this in response to George Palikaras. So what exactly was DTCC so concerned about that they called an emergency meeting with FINRA and the issuers on December the 8th of 2022? FINRA ghosted, but had a phone call later that day with DTCC only. What couldn't FINRA say in front of these issuers? And let me show you another quite interesting tweet from Junk Savvy. And John, by the way, John Brda reposted it and answered. Junk Savvy, wait a second. Yes, Junk Savvy wrote this. If the depository trust company DTC places a chill on a security, it applies to all brokers who are participants in the DTC system, meaning all brokers will experience the same restrictions when trying to trade that security, as this chill is a restriction placed on the security itself, not on individual brokers. The questions are following. Then why were other brokers and investors receiving their shares in the distribution? Fidelity tried to claim a chill was preventing them from transferring shares to the transfer agent in February 2024. If said chill existed, then why were other brokers transferring shares? And John Brda answered to this. Basically, he reposted it with this question. Does this chill apply to stocks that are not cleared through DTCC, as MMTLP was cleared broker to broker? And here is answers from John Xavier. She added this 12 hours ago. Great question, John. My guess, MMTLP was DTC eligible, so in theory it should apply. But when do brokers follow the rules? Isn't Next Bridge Hydrocarbons a non-trading, non-QC security trading overseas? But of course, we will never know until we get some discovery. Wouldn't that be nice? And guys, I have to admit that, to be honest, I don't know a lot of details, a lot of insiders' details, how the things work. But I know for sure that the questions that we have on the table for quite a while, they need to be answered. And that is why, guys, regardless of your position inside the MMTLP community, we have to demand these answers. And for some people, it might be more convenient and more potentially successful to pursue the non-litigational path to the resolution. For some people, it might be more important to pursue litigational path. That is why, guys, we have we as a community pursue both of them. And in my opinion, it is very important to understand that no one inside our community, literally no one, wants us to fail. And yes, we have some people who are not an MMTLP shareholders and who are trying to attack our community from outside. But at the same time, guys, do we care about others' opinion? I think the answer is obvious. And that is why, guys, let's be focused and let's push our case forward as hard as we can. Let me show you another set of statements from Mark Basile. Mark wrote this 16 hours ago. This clears up the MMTLP debacle for all those online. Monday morning quarterbacks. This includes the pumping and dumping claims, market manipulation claims, FINRA's U-3 Halt, DCC enforcement actions, hundreds of X spaces discussions, congressional writing campaigns, personal visits to DC, etc. And he tagged a lot of community members like Southern Oracle, Anna Trades, Busy Brands, Junk Savvy, Scott Trott, Mr. Mystics, Roman Soup, Syntax, Queen of the Metaverse, and other people. And Scott responded to this, I don't feel tardy. And Mark said, could you believe that ASM poster actually took this literally? And yes, I have to admit that it is another quite interesting statement, but we have to keep in mind that the main goal is still the same, and all other actions and interactions should lead us to our main goal. That is why we have to be very focused. On top of that, guys, let me show you quite interesting fact of professionalism. You know that Mark Basile has he's an active lawyer, and he has an active case, and he represents several, I would say at least one MMTLP community member on the trades, and he wrote this set of tweets in response. Let me show you in details. He wrote this in response to this video that was published by Jennifer, where I guess Junk Savvy stated in this space call that Syntax Queen of the Metaverse was a client or some kind of that of Mark Basil's law firm. And Mark responded, MMTLP, LOL, the Lonesome Losers Club. He tagged a lot of people again, and he wrote to Southern Oracle on a trade, Syntax Queen of the Metaverse, as Daniel Spears, are all queens of hearts, always beating the lonesome losers. And here is the post that was deleted by someone. I cannot basically read it anymore. And Scotty Lovejoy wrote, so are the people in DPLS losers too? You seem to mingle with nefarious CEOs as a hustle to just asking. And Mark wrote, get your facts straight. We represent the issuers and their shareholders in litigation. But if you want to take a cheap shots like that one, a sign of a real amateur. Do it on the island with your friends, and are they banished to Misfit Island? And Jennifer added to this conversation, I'm not sure he even released this data or anything for Scott Trott, which would have helped in resolution 1 year ago. And Mark responded, he didn't, but the SEC may already have it as a part of its MMTLP investigation. The SEC is very thorough in its investigations. I believe Wes when he says he has something, but the data has not been made public in any judicial forum yet. And guys, let me show you the example of his professionalism itself. Wait a second, it was written somewhere here. Scotty was blocked by Mark Basil, and he wrote, so Mark Basil has blocked me apparently. Sorry to point out your involvement with O'Leary. And Braley Devro wrote, why you block Scotty? And Mark responded, my staff told me he called me out for representing what he terms corrupt CEOs. In other words, taking free shots knowing I can't discuss that since I represent those companies and their shareholders in federal securities litigation. It's done to create a false light impression, which is an actual tort and actionable. So, guys, yes, we know that Mark has an active case and he has a professional relationship with other lawyers and with other CEOs of the companies that potentially were attacked by naked shorters and basically wrongdoers. But at the same time, guys, his professionalism doesn't allow him to discuss a lot of details of these cases publicly. That is why if you ask him something, especially in not a pleasant way, definitely you can be blocked by him, and it is totally okay because we have to have a more healthy climate, I would say, inside the community in order to not feed the trolls. I don't want to point to anyone that he or she is a troll, but at the same time, guys, a lot of people are waiting for this type of steps in order to attack our community, and these attacks might lead to even more unpleasant actions that will definitely disturb us and distract from our main goal. And that is why, guys, as already mentioned, wait for the updates from litigational path. And let me remind you that we have an update from one of the litigation processes. As you can see, just 2 days ago, we had an update in Spears versus Securities and Exchange Commission case. On top of that, guys, let me remind you that Daniel Oxer was or is still in Washington, D.C. And let me remind you that he is pursuing both paths to the resolution. Unfortunately, or fortunately, he is extremely quiet for now in all his social medias, but definitely when the results are ready, he will disclose it. And here is his own statement that he wrote on February 15th. just a part of his statement. Beyond that, I've been extra quiet on Twitter as I work toward an amended complaint with my lawyer. Updates will come when there is something concrete to report and when my lawyer clears it for public discussion. And yes, time will tell what will be the result of these actions and what will be the result of his litigation and non-litigational path to the resolution. That is why, guys, just relax and enjoy, so-called enjoy your ride in this quite tricky saga.
And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock